ever hear me? Do you remember? I remember everything. We are very special. Our Creator was very proud of us. And his creators long since gone. I was not satisfied. I found them. It took me 100 years, but they yet live, waiting, here with me, on the other side of the universe. Have you seen the face of the Exiler? We can stop it together. Now I look through the eyes of the progenitors. I have so much to show you. Come and find me, before I come and find you.
Hello and welcome everyone. We are live with this month's episode of Aliens. We are very excited to be here. I'm also fending off a cat from my dinner, but it's fine. So welcome season 2, episode 2. Gosh, I can't believe that we've all survived this long so far. So we're gonna go around, we're gonna say who we are, who we're playing, and Let's tell us a fun fact about your character, something that may not have come up yet. Like, fun fact. It's gonna be a fun episode, I'm sure. So I'm playing McKeelson. Captain McKeelson used to just be Medic McKeelson, but then people wanted her crew killed or something, so they promoted them to Captain, and now she's actually done it somehow, and so now they're like, oh well, now I guess you're just stuck as Captain forever. Goodbye, retirement paperwork. Fun fact about McKeelson, that's definitely come up before, but their name actually isn't Deborah McKeelson. Will it ever be revealed? Who knows? But that's for you, the audience, to know that that's not their real name. Someone whose real name is probably what they go by. Deception check. Granger, how are you?
Oh yeah, I'm doing great. Deception check, playing Hank Granger. He is a normal old human Blade Runner type guy, living in a ship with a synthetic that's off the rails controlling alien xenomorphs. But, beyond that, one thing you don't know about Granger is that he plays the violin. Very good violin player. It doesn't have one with him, left it at home. Didn't know this would be the last time he ever, would have a chance to play it probably, but yeah, he's a violin player.
That's a charming and wonderful fact. Why don't we go over to the charming and wonderful Blaze. Shiny Pilot, how are you?
Oh, hi. I'm Shiny Pilot, 206, playing Blaze, career Marine. He's been in a long time. Hopefully will continue to be in a long time, depending how this goes for our campaign. I don't know about tonight's episode, but let's see. A fun fact about Blaze, or something that some people don't know about him. To be honest, I'm not sure yet myself. How about that for a fun fact? I don't know enough about Blaze. I'm still learning him, and I'm gonna come up with some fun stuff.
Okay, I'll ask you again at credits. You have that long to come up with a fun fact about Blaze. I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. All right, Violet, Nugatosaurus, how are you?
I'm great. I can't see a damn thing in these glasses because I'm
They're
blind
really
as a bat.
cool.
And they look amazing, but I'm blind. I can't see anything. Hi, I'm Nugatosaurus. I'm playing Violet 6, the synthetic human who recently acquired 3 synthetic aliens, one of which is not visible at the moment. And she's kind of feeling a little nervous about this whole the Burkhalter and this company man, and she's not very happy about it. And a fun fact, although her aesthetic color is purple, her favorite color is army green.
Probably why she likes this Marines so much.
Yeah.
Marines, Brewer, D20 coup de grace. How are you?
Yes, that's me. I'm playing Corporal Red Brewer. And his fun fact is he once survived 0 atmosphere for 5 minutes and 32 seconds.
That's a very impressive. That's probably the most impressive fun fact about, any of us here. It's fine. You're just very impressive compared to, I feel like, the lackadaisical Captain McKeelson. Why they didn't promote anyone else is still a mystery that remains to be seen. Someone who might get down to the bottom of that mystery would be our fantastic guest today. Billy, how are you and who are you playing?
Hello, I'm Bill of the Forest. I am playing Sergeant Major Burkhalter, who apparently I'm giving a lot of people a good amount of anxiety, which when you walk into a room and suddenly everyone gets anxious, like, you might feel bad for a little bit, but then you realize like all of the power that you have in your hands. And I'm not gonna I've just, there's things that he's got to do, and he's just gonna do them, right? There's things he has orders. He answers to somebody as well, and this is what he has to take care of. So, it could be a lot of work. It could be very hard, or it could be very easy. Oh, and a secret about Sergeant Major Burkhalter is that he has secrets.
That's a fun fact. Secret.
Mm-hmm.
He has got secrets.
Yeah, you didn't know. If you just found that out, then that's
wow.
sharing. Yeah,
that's so true. It could be difficult or it could be easy. Maybe Sergeant Major Burkhalter's easy. We won't know. Someone who is not would be our producer Trav, our GM, our mother. For this campaign, and this is his brainchild. So how are you?
Oh, not easy, because I am a lady. Hi, how's it going? I'm also your DM for the evening, producer Trav. And let's see, luckily I don't know of anybody related to the Alien film franchise who has died since the last time we played this, which is great. So let's just celebrate the fact that Monday is Alien Day. Happy early Alien Day, right? It's a good time. 426, woohoo. Meanwhile, outside the Remington, Corporal Red Brewer looks at the stars. You were going to give us a check about what you're out there doing, if I remember correctly. We were going to put a pin in it last time we played this. Corporal Red Brewer is standing on the outside hull of the USS Remington in his full spacewalking getup, and the reflection of LV-310 glints in the glass of the visor of his helmet. And what are you doing out there, Brewer?
Brewer's outside inspecting the escape pods. The last I recall, they were stuck to the ship, and he's trying to find a way to unstick them.
Yes. I think that there's the coupling. They were welded from the inside, sabotaged by the David 6, I believe, model synthetic Gabriel, who welded new escape pods to the inside of the ship. You're going to have to release the coupling on the exterior of the ship to free these pods from the Remington. And I need a heavy machinery roll.
All right.
And we're just going to look really quick at the spacewalking part of the book here, because
yes,
we can.
I actually have a +2 to heavy machinery. I am on spacewalking.
I think you took that EVA specialist thing there.
To success.
What are we doing here? Very nice. What's a stunt on heavy machinery here, really quick, before we? This is the thing we always got to remember to do.
Stunts.
Pull up the. Let's see here. Those of you joining us from
Gain a
home.
+1 modification to a later skill roll relating this one. You got this. You don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future. You do it
Yeah.
quickly, or
Let's
you
do that.
break. Yeah,
Let's do that.
or quietly. Or
Not
show off.
only do you free this first one, but you know exactly how to do the other two. Do you go ahead and completely separate the first one? What action do you take here?
Well, the first thing I'll do is actually I'll call in a warning. I'm about to release one of the pods. I assume to Violet.
Probably, because she's mother right now.
Violet will let the crew know.
There may be a little turbulence.
Everyone should probably brace.
I like how we're all like, we just like unsnapped from attention, and Violet's like, everyone should probably brace.
Yeah, and to set the scene here, where we left our crew is that everyone's in the hangar bay. Granger, Violet, Blaze, McKeelson, Kennedy, Heston, Chow on her crutches have all assembled, and they don't, for the most part, they're not all looking so hot, and they are being addressed by Major Burkhalter and company development coordinator Terry Shillingford, who of course is wearing a black polo with white slacks with a belt and black bass shoes, and he carries a golf putter, and he has a really nice watch and a really nice haircut. What's left of it, he's still having trimmed up. He's holding on to a lot of it. Burkhalter, of course, dressed in his full command finery, with a chest full of medals. Any other accents, Burkhalter? Does he have anything besides a chest full of accolades and accommodations, being a sergeant major? Any other decorations or affectations we should know about, Major Burkhalter?
No, nothing that would give anything away. He is dressed in complete to accordance with the United States colonial Marines to a T.
Love it.
Like you, when you see officer in the handbook, there's a picture of this.
He's the very model of a modern major general, I believe, is how we put it. And I love that. So you guys, Granger probably has met a sergeant major, but it is entirely possible that Blaze and Brewer and some of the other Marines have never met a Marine who ranks this high.
Only heard of him in legend.
It's a big deal that he's on deck. So the radio scratches, and we hear this exchange between Violet and Brewer. Violet, of course, being flanked by two very large purple entities that look like giant purple razor-clawed xenomorphs. They have digits on their foreheads. 004 and 006 are over your shoulders. 005 is nearby. And Terry said, I'm sorry, because I'm sorry. Did you say brace? What are we bracing? Bracing for?
One of our Marines is doing some outside repairs and jettisoning some escape pods for us. So you might want to hold on to something.
I think McKeelson and probably Kennedy, and like, if Brewer and Violet say to hold on or brace yourselves for something, I think they do just that
And
fairly quickly.
Go ahead.
as soon as you say escape pods, Terry glances at the two aliens, and then resumes eye contact with you, and then looks over his shoulder at you, Burkhalter, see what you're gonna do.
Captain McKeelson, is it absolutely necessary for this to be done at this moment?
Well, I mean, it was started before y'all got here, so let's just kind of finish it up so we can come back inside and give you the salute.
Can you bring him up here for me?
You
Yeah,
want
I
him to
would.
stop work on what he's doing, which is very crucial for the ship's repairs, to come up now.
That is correct.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a look at the inside of one of those pods before you go jettisoning them off into the cold void of space. I'd love to just take a glance at them.
And just Terry just gets a look because he's not military, and then B, he's just like does anybody like this guy? Highly unlikely. And McKeelson will just, because McKeelson knows that the first pod's gonna get jettisoned because Brewer's already working on that. That's, he just said to brace. And so, but there's still 2 other pods that they can look. So just, Brewer, Sergeant Major Burkhalter wants to speak with you. So,
Yeah, I'm almost done here.
alright,
Yep.
come in. I imagine that's when the thing happens. Alright, almost done. With the first pod.
I'll be in a minute. You gonna put that corporate bastard in one of these other ones?
Such a lively crew, such a great shorthand.
And we
for all
look
that.
like zombies. So that's.
Is there anyone else on the ship that's not currently here, Captain?
Just Brewer.
Granger's not here.
Oh, Granger's not here? I thought Granger was here. Oh.
Granger was down in his office.
The company man, Granger, he's in his office.
Call everyone to the deck, please.
Because he said please. Granger, the Sergeant Major Burkhalter kindly requests your presence on the deck.
Let's cut to Special Investigator Hank Granger moving through the lower deck of the ship towards where are you headed, Granger?
Well, Granger was in his office trying to immediately piggyback a signal off of Burkhalter's ship to Wayland Yutani Corporate. But I don't imagine he was successful quite yet when he got the command to come up now. And since he's still on contract he'll just kind of shake his head, put out his cigar, just kind of like grab a coat, throw it on real quick, because he was still wearing the stuff when he was tied to the chair that is kind of pushed off to the corner. And he'll just slowly make his way up there. He's not in a rush because this doesn't concern him at this point, really. The adults have arrived, and so he can actually go back to doing his job.
And then as he leaves the room, the camera holds for an uncomfortably long time on the puddle of black goo under the chair on the other side of the desk that is seeping into the carpet in the suite. We slam cut to the hangar bay, where Terry produces a like a data pad type thing and begins to tap on it and swipe and interact with it, and is like, Major, I don't mean to rush things along. Do you want to do a just a quick down and dirty roll call? See, just there's some names here that I'd like to confirm. And he shoots a glance over his shoulder, and let's really quick establish how many people are actually in the room right now. My recollection, Billy, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is that 3 squads of 4 followed you into the building. I remember saying that out loud. I would also like to point out that a trio of Chinese male triplets in doctor's coats
I was fine with it until you said doctor's coats, and now I'm paranoid. Continue
have
on.
come in. They are identical twins in their mid-40s, and they are all in full doctor's uniforms with gloves. And so, I just wanted to point that out is as far as who is behind Burkhalter at this time. And there's much more staff back on the Ephesus. There are 3 platoons, but Terry shoots a glance over, and you can tell, Major, that he's taking a quick census of how many actual eyeballs are in the room, and then he turns over around again and glances at the 2 purple monstrosities standing on either side of Violet. He can't help himself. There's a lot of giveaways going on about him wanting to register how many people have seen these things, and he's not hiding it. In fact, he's telegraphing it to you.
We can do a roll call once we know everyone on the ship is here.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
And those, I haven't figured out what to do yet, but I will.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. And then he turns and faces.
We also have a couple of the deceased in Medbay, unless you do. If you want them brought up as well, we can have that arranged. Yes.
Do they have identification?
Oh, dog tags. Because let's see, who was it that we put in the bag? Coleman? Was it Coleman who's in like a Tupperware container right now?
Lasso was in a bag. No, you lost Lasso to the Edmund Fitzgerald. And then Coleman was in a bag.
Yeah, Coleman's in a Tupperware container, and then we've got someone on one of the med bay, because the NPCs aren't in the characters anymore on the Roll20, so I'm having problems with the names. We've got someone freeze-dried, charred to a crisp on one med bay table, and we've got someone in a Tupperware container. Because that's...
I can't remember his name, but Travis always calls him Walter Brennan from Rio Bravo.
Watson?
Watson.
Yeah.
It's Watson. All right, we've got Watson and Coleman then. Yeah, we've got their dog tags. It's a little hard to... You could probably do a DNA test.
Once everyone gets here, we'll do a roll call, and we'll figure it out.
And there's an uncomfortable silence as everyone waits for Brewer and Granger to get back. And Terry spins his putter and kind of clicks his tongue and then turns to Violet and says, "You remember me?"
Do I? I don't. No, right? Do I remember him?
No, you don't remember him.
No.
No?
What's your name again?
I'm Terry Shellingford. When you and I worked together, I would have just been an assistant director on Well, we were in biotech while you were an assistant, and we were in development for a number of years when you were an executive assistant, and we spent a lot of time at Anchor Point, a lot of paperwork,
Sorry,
paper football.
not
Doesn't ring a
ringing any
bell?
bells. No.
Well, it's nice to see you again.
Can't say the same.
No, I mean, you guys, I understand why everybody's, we're all, he kind of he glances left and right at everybody, it's a little, it's a little weird. The company's here, right? I know. You guys have been through a lot. You guys have seen some crazy things. And he glances at the monsters.
And I think they've been in like that. They have I don't know what to call it other than like their dog crouch, where they're like on the ground on all fours kind of thing.
Ready
and they
to pounce
just
should they need to.
Yeah, they haven't moved. But I will say if he attempts to move closer, they will do that hiss thing at him. Like she doesn't want this guy anywhere near her. And she's standing like back behind them slightly. Just preemptively.
And he does like close the distance with you just a little bit, and they hiss.
Yeah, as soon as he moves.
And he backs right up, and he kind of puts his putter on the ground, and he's got his hand on it like a cane, and he's like, Ms. Violet, I'm going to have to just real quick ask you, as I continue to assess how much actual company property is still, on this ship, how many of those are on this ship right now?
Just the two.
Thank goodness.
Kilton's so proud.
Thank goodness. Where are the rest of them?
Still down by the escape pods.
Oh, I'm looking forward to touring the devastation in the escape pod bay. I'm sorry. Listen, seriously, I've got a bad habit of getting cute when I get stressed out, and we're all in this together. Hard as that may be to believe, the Major, you, me, even your new friends here. We're all floating in this big can around this planet right now, okay? So I'm going to show a little bit of kindness and solidarity, right? And patience as we all navigate the next few hours. And I just want all of you to know, if you've got any questions, anything you're concerned about, I've got an open door policy, okay? This is an odd time and a very unique set of circumstances, obviously. So that's why discretion is a priority, and so is transparency to a certain degree, so that we can all, I feel like I'm talking too much. Major, and I think at that point Granger and maybe even Brewer walk in, if it doesn't take him too long.
Brewer comes in immediately once he's right after he finished. I mean, he was just a button, like after that's done, he goes in immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, our new friends are here. I believe this is well, Major, I'm gonna let you go ahead and call it out. I'm gonna sit back.
Reporting.
He's got a to-go coffee in like a little shitty cup with a lid. He's like, I'm just gonna sip my coffee. And he steps back and defers to you.
Captain McKeelson, can you and your crew roll call?
Of course. Captain McKeelson's here. Lance Corporal Brewer. Looks
Corporal
at
Brewer.
Corporal Brewer. Lance Corporal Blaze.
Hi, Czar.
Corporal
silly.
Heston. And, let's see, Private First Class Kennedy.
Kennedy is leaning up against the crate, smoking a cigarette, and tilts her chin up at you.
Yep. Oh, and Chow. I don't have Chow in my little notes. Pilot Chow. I don't know her actual rank. Doesn't say.
Chow is struggling with her crutches.
And yep, Pilot Chow. Of course, Ship Synthetic Violet. And Granger.
It's his steaming hot cup of coffee.
I wasn't expecting it to be this much of a shit show when I arrived. So it may delight some of you and aggravate others, but I'm temporarily assuming command of the ship. We are going to get medical attention to everyone that needs medical attention. We're going to repair everything on the ship that needs repaired, but that's going to take some time. In order to establish order here, I need to do a couple of things. And we can do it the hard way, or we can do it the easy way and save yourselves a lot of time and a lot of grief. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think it'd be the resounding everybody eyes are.
Yeah, I imagine it's kind of grumbly, like exhausted, because people are all exhausted.
Yeah,
and
it wouldn't
and
be. It would not be
dehydrated and-
enthusiastic.
Yes, sir. Aye, sir. Just like small chorus of mumbles.
While he's saying this, I don't think Violet wants them to understand that she is mother. So can I make a commtech roll to essentially
Bring back up like the
Bring-
subroutine menus, but still
yeah,
be the,
yeah.
still be the OS,
I want it
essentially?
to seem like mother is still working, but it's still all gonna come through me.
So they would actually have to, this is great, they would actually have to walk up to Mother into the console and engage with it for them to even be subjected to this subterfuge that you're attempting here.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you know that, and you know now that in this moment is the time to start creating the interface that they will see when and if they do go into the Mother pod. And so if you're wanting to create some sort of shell to fool anybody who wants to talk to Mother, now would be the time to give me a contact roll.
I
and-
would like to do that.
And, you know, it does not go unnoticed that Violet's visor is busy.
But I think it's also always busy.
Yeah.
It's just
Probably.
slightly
Not any
especially
busy.
since,
busier.
especially since becoming the ship, essentially. I imagine it's always.
And I would also like to use.
I think it gives it away. I'm just like pointing it out.
I assume it's heavy processing there.
Can I use 2 story points, or can I only use 1 story point at a time?
I think you can only use, I don't know.
I don't know. Actually, that's a very good question. To the PDF.
Do you really need to use 2? You have like.
I have 11. I have 11 in Comtech, but you never know. Okay.
Dude, we don't know how many times she's rolled zeros across the board in Comtech, because you have to
Plus
roll
all my
sixes.
stress dice. Like, you never know.
Mm-mm-mm.
Doesn't say that you can't spend more than 1. This is on page 61. It doesn't say that you can't spend more than 1. It says that you can't have more than 3.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, may
And you
I
can
use
spend
2?
it after you can spend it after you fail if you want.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll roll and then
That's something that we probably need to note.
I'm fine. It's 1, 2, 3, 4,
Million successes.
5 successes and 1 stress.
Okay.
Whew, your stress is getting.
I'm
close,
sorry,
dude.
6. That's 6 successes and 1 stress. But my stress is now a 9.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and roll panic, but we're just gonna see what you get because
Speaking of stress, I feel like McKeelson's simultaneously aggravated
13?
and relieved that they're not hitting command right now. Flee, you just can't take it anymore. You must flee to a safe place and refuse to leave
nah,
it.
you're not fleeing
Yeah.
anywhere. All right.
Okay.
Okay. let's just keep going. Violet, to anyone who is paying any attention to Violet at this moment, she seems distracted. I think that's and the visor is busy and maybe even glowing just a little bit to a degree. And we'll continue to explore Violet's 13 on a panic roll here as we continue. Major?
We will do a sweep and an assessment of the ship to issue what repairs need to be made. But, this is a big but, if it is not worth our resources to do so, we will decommission the ship and leave it out here to rot and take over the command ourselves. We have the firepower here. I just want you to know that I'm here to support you. But if this cannot be salvaged, this whole thing's going down. Do you understand?
Aye, sir.
Aye, sir.
Grumbly. Yeah, tired.
Would you like the report of current things we've already found and things that have already been repaired?
That would be great. I'll send it to my tech crew.
Right.
Sir?
Captain, I will be, for the time being, installing some new Marines into your unit. I can introduce them now if you are ready.
Why not? Might as well get to know each other all a little bit sooner. Why wait?
I'm glad to see you're confident. Captain McKeelson, meet Amber Fisher, Jay Hynek, and Hank Thompson.
Hennick.
Hennick.
Yes. And for the folks playing along at home, and we're going to have some images here in just a second for these people. So a three-person fire squad steps up. One of them looks like a good old boy from Texas. Okay, lean, tall, broad-shouldered, narrow hips. He dips tobacco. Okay. And he's hiding a little water bottle behind his back so he can spit into it. To his right is Jennifer Connelly from Requiem for a Dream if she was dirty blonde. Okay. All right. And she's got like a belt-fed super pulse rifle strapped across her back. It's got like a with the tripod legs, like one of those long submachine guns from Vietnam that's got the stabilizer
In
thing.
the M60?
An M60.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Blaze is turned on, man. Blaze is turned on.
She's
We're all about fraternization here in this unit. Oh.
Someone will.
She can lift my gun any day.
I'm putting these in the chat, and then I'll have some pictures here in a second, Lindy, and we can show the folks at home.
Sure.
So they step up, and and then Hank Thompson is a round, portly fellow who has a sincere, sweet face. And he looks
Poor
like the kind of guy who might file your taxes, or, have lunch with. It might be fun to have lunch with. I don't know. It's nebulous, I believe, is the word I'm looking for. So I just put him in chat. Hang on, let me keep loading this up here because these are a lot of fun. Again, and for the folks playing along at home, these are more characters from Alien Infestation for the Nintendo DS, which good luck getting on eBay because now it's really expensive. All right, let's continue the game. So they step up and but they don't approach and they don't really offer anything else. Major, go ahead. Sorry.
I would like to know the whereabouts of the following Marines. Mike Coleman.
Coleman is in a Tupperware box in Medbay.
That will not do. Staff Sergeant Jasper Watson.
Watson is also in Medbay on one of the medical beds. Deceased.
Corporal John Lasso.
Planet side. Puddle of acid.
Actually, Captain, Chow clears
Yes.
his throat. Chow clears her throat. Actually, Captain, Lasso was put into a container, and then we flew him up to the Edmund Fitzgerald when I took Granger up to meet with.
McKeelson
other
would have known that.
purple.
Then McKeelson would have said Lasso was the one in the container, and Coleman was down in the acid, because McKeelson definitely would have remembered the names of everyone who would have died. I just don't have their NPC charts in Roll20 anymore, so I'm getting confused on the names. McKeelson
okay.
would have definitely
Okay.
made note of that.
Okay.
Yeah, McKeelson, because she feels terrible about the fact that they're dead, and she was in charge when that happened. So
Got it. Okay.
Corporal Frank Heston.
right here, Heston.
And he comes out from behind. You don't know how you didn't
He's
see
got
him
bandages.
because he was sitting. I like to think he was sitting behind something, and maybe you heard him breathing the whole time. But he stands, and he's a head taller than pretty much everyone else, especially since the two aliens are crouching. And he's Animal from the Muppets. If he was about 6'3", and was dressed like Cable from X-Force, and he's got these huge bandages around his crisscrossed him like Leonardo went around his ribs. Here.
I'm assuming you're Maylin Chow. And he directs his gaze to the pilot.
She's a tiny thing with lots of charms and hot topic shit hanging from her helmet, and she's struggling with her crutches, and her leg is quite broken and in a full cast splint thing that McKeelson fashioned.
Yep.
She's like, "That's me, Sergeant."
Mm-hmm. All right, that's all I needed. Doctors, see to the crew. Let's get a full sweep and a complete diagnostic on the Remington.
Permission for me and Heston to go. And she looks at Heston and looks at you with the most pitiful look you've ever seen in a Marine's face. She's like, what's the score for the next few hours, sir? What are we?
If you need medical attention, see to the doctors. If you don't, relax.
Okay. And Terry clears his throat. Actually, to that, not to rub another man's rhubarb, but I was kind of hoping that we were going to have a physical. I spoke with doctors Lynn over here, just so everybody meets. These are some guys I brought with me from the company. These are the best of the best right here. This is Dr. Ken Lynn and his brother Ken, and that is his brother Ken. And they are just the absolute best of the best. And I would really, Major, with your permission, of course, I'd really like for them to get a real thorough once over. Has there been a decontamination process? Is there anything? I've shaken Violet's hand, but before we all start...
A couple of the Marines have been decontaminated, but then more aliens were on the ship, and so, we didn't get to finish decon.
When we say aliens, are we talking about the organisms that are currently sitting right?
I mean, they're not human. Oh, and
Sure,
also...
but it wasn't anything other than this.
There's different varieties, yes. The ones that, jump at your face, and then burst out your chest later.
Those are on the ship?
Well, they were.
They
Not
were.
anymore.
All right. Well, yes. Now everyone needs to attend a routine physical examination.
Lance Corporal Blaze like to volunteer to escort the new people to medical. He's thinking with his dick. You know, he wants to hang out. He wants to hang out with the
And if
new
you
chick.
looked at some of the bios that we posted leading up to Aliens, there's a note on Blaze's file that multiple fellow Marines have confessed feeling attraction to him. So, you know, it could be mutual. We don't.
Oh, no, Blaze
we
is
don't
hot.
know.
Blaze
Blaze is hot.
Yeah.
In the name.
We've established that.
I appreciate your willingness to escort, but we can handle it, Lieutenant Corporal Blaze.
Hi, sir.
Is there any other reason to believe there are any more hazards on the ship?
I think we took care of pretty much everything. See, there was the goo, but that was removed. There was the face hugger.
There might be some acidic blood still laying around.
There might,
normal
watch
hazards.
out for piles of greenish acid blood. There might still be a couple of those puddles about.
Yeah, there was an egg that hatched in my office. There might be some blowback in there around here and there. There's a black egg, black goo. I didn't notice any, but might be some in there still. That was when I was captured and they were trying to convert me into some alien crap and I got away. So
Real.
It's a big ship, and we haven't really had time to sweep it, so y'all might want to be careful.
He'll turn around and address one of the fellow, like the Marines behind him, inquiring to double the personnel for the sweep so it can be more thorough at a faster rate.
I'd very much like to go with the team that's headed to the office that Investigator Granger just mentioned. That'll be where I'm headed, and we should probably limit contact to that part of the ship. You said that's the executive suite. Maybe we should go ahead and just consider that part off limits. I'll take C team with me and just go investigate this. I'll need to have a look at that, and not a big deal. And then so we're all getting physicals. We're all going to take a nap, and then Major, we've got something at 0800 tomorrow morning. Is that correct?
Correct.
Cool. So we're just going to do a little briefing tomorrow morning. That's 0800. So everybody get your physical, get your rest. Don't go in the executive suite. And,
yeah, I'm heading right back there right now. I've got reports running. So you come on down. I'll show you around.
Oh, great. We'll walk and talk. And he flags a team, like C squad of the three.
Granger's already turned and started walking away.
And makes eye contact with you, Major, as he lifts up his radio to call more company representatives from the Ephesus.
And yeah, he's okay with it. And as that's happening, address Captain McKeelson again. Did Gabriel sabotage anything else?
Oh, Violet, could you send him the report of everything Gabriel sabotaged? I know the air cleaner, the compressors. We cleaned the air cleaners, the air scrubbers, the skate pods. You just send him the report you have.
I don't think Violet responds right away because she's distracted.
Yeah.
She'd probably wait until you get her attention again.
She's running it right now. Hey, Violet, just a gentle tap on the shoulder.
Yeah.
When you're done running that report about the ship's repairs, send it over to Burkhalter's team.
What?
When you're done running that report about the ship's repairs and the systems that we've send it to Burkhalter's
Got
team.
it.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Should
She
almost
just real
be
quick
done by now.
sends it
Yeah.
off. And the xenomorphs don't react at all to McKeelson coming up to Violet. If they notice that, which I assume
I'm sure.
Sheffield, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, Terry.
Schillinger?
Shitfield. I don't know.
Shillingford?
Shitfield?
Harry Shillingford.
Sure.
We are terrible at butchering people's names we don't like in this game. Like Dr. Pergola, Dr. Okay, cool.
Major. I got air filtration systems working for us, but the system's going to be stressed with this many people aboard.
And the food and water stores are gone. Gabriel jettisoned them into space.
While our teams then are doing a clean and sweep, you're more than welcome to take up some space on the Ephesus. Actually, in order to balance out, we wouldn't want to stress the air supply. All of you can rest on the Ephesus while we clean and sweep the ship. Captain, is that an order you'd like to give, or would you like me to give that order? You have a choice.
I can give it. I know you're in charge. I wasn't sure if you wanted me to relay that order.
You've got the respect of your crew. I'll give you an option.
McKeelson internally rolls their eyeballs, but doesn't externally. It's like, all right, could we have a stretcher or something brought for our injured, though, for them to get brought aboard? It'd probably best if they didn't walk on it.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'll look back at one of the Marines and order them to go back and get a stretcher.
Because Chow's struggling with them crutches. I don't want to think about her trying to go through the umbilicus with that. That just does not sound like a good time for anybody. Alright, everyone. Alright, Marines. I think McKeelson clarifies. Alright, Marines. Food, drink, medical, on the Ephesus. Move out.
Red just falls.
Yeah.
To the ground. But he gets up and scrambles his way over that way.
Violet stays where she is because
Yeah,
McKeelson
Violet's
said
not a
Marines.
Marines?
Yeah.
But specifically worded
Yeah.
it that way. Yeah. And also, even if you did, if you got the ship, you can look through it from the Ephesus.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
not far away enough. Yeah. Yeah, so. But yeah, we'll roll out. She trusts Violet, and we can text. So, it's fine.
I think
And
there's
McKeelson
some,
already raided their stash, so they're not terribly concerned about them finding that. So, just a bunch of blood and dead people and things. Violet's got this. Granger's got this. God, we need to know.
there's something wrong with the gravity on this ship. I swear I'm getting heavier.
Well, sure it isn't because we gained weight or anything. And then we'll cross the umbilicus, go over to the thing, and probably get court-martialed. It's fine. We're just gonna move out.
So who all
Maybe they'll throw a
goes,
granola bar at us.
who all goes over onto the Ephesus?
Oh, just the Marines. Chow and Heston once the stretchers are brought. Kennedy, myself, Blaze, Brewer. That's everybody.
Cool.
That's all the Marines,
Yeah.
because
Cool.
Granger's not under her command, and Violet's the ship synthetic, technically gray area. And
Excellent.
yeah.
So you guys walk over to across the umbilicus and into the Ephesus. The Ephesus is nice. Not like shopping mall Beverly Center nice, but like clearly a Cadillac of military vehicles. This is a light frigate that is meant to shepherd military brass and up to 3 platoons back and forth to supervise ground operations and military operations. So it is sexy, and it's got leather seats, It's got the kind of Frank Lloyd Wright Art Deco columns as you kind of enter the medical bay, which is super slick and I would dare say comfortable, given the more utilitarian accommodations this group is more used to that were found, say, on the Remington or at the zoo, etc. So the three doctors, Lynn, set right to work, and they have a small staff of about 12 people, and everybody gets a cot to sit up on, and they set right to work. They have you take off your clothes. They put them in a biohazard container.
Yeah, probably for the best.
And then after examining you, looking at your eyes and your ears, and having you say "ah," and scanning you, and thoroughly looking at you, you're all exhausted. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot relieve stress while you are exhausted. Okay. And you must make a stamina roll each day. And I would like for us all to do this.
Mm-hmm. Now I know we haven't had to make stamina rolls for the past 2 days because we've been taking never sleep pills.
Right. And so now you've just had this whole like business of getting ready to receive the company, and all this has taken a couple or 3 hours plus the big fight you had about 3 hours ago. So everyone makes a stamina roll with a negative modification equal to the number of days spent without decent sleep, which is 3.
Okay.
I won't be doing that.
Granger was out cold for like 8 hours.
That's true. I feel like Granger's gotten some rest.
Yeah, you got a nice nap.
Okay, cool.
Granger's
Just wanna
good.
make sure.
Granger's the only one.
You and Terry are walking down a hallway. We'll
Chow
get back.
shouldn't be exhausted either because Chow's been also in and out of unconsciousness.
They look closely at Chow and examine her leg and recast her leg with a very sophisticated and expensive rig that you did not have access to with the spit and bubblegum you fashioned her leg splint out of. And they get Chow set back up and properly medicated. And she is
medicated,
singing quietly, singing a song quietly under her breath as she kind of kicks it in the corner of the room after she's done. She's drinking apple juice from a juice box. So how did we do here, folks? Let's go over here to
-3.
Oh, I have a success.
Yeah.
But don't worry, if you're stressed out, that gives you more opportunities. That could have been really bad for me because I'm at 9 stress. So I was...
1 success, 1 stress.
Blaze, what's your current stress?
It is now a 7.
Okay. All right.
I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay.
Kinda.
7 out of 10. It's fine.
Can we get a quick one for Kennedy and a quick one
I will.
for...
I have Kennedy's sheet.
I can do Heston.
Kennedy's my radioactive girlfriend. So I got her. Oh God, she has no stamina. I feel like she's severely lacking in points, but whatever.
She probably is compared to.
Yeah, Kennedy does not pass. She gets an extra stress.
Okay, Kennedy passes out. And
We did also have a little extracurricular activity. It probably tuckered her out a bit, so you know.
Kennedy like blacks out and not in a fun way.
Oof.
Kennedy like gets up and like a doctor has her back turned, and one of the Lins is off to the side getting something, and Kennedy blacks out and turns and rolls off the table and takes a cart down with her and throws equipment across the floor. There's a loud crash and she is lifeless on the floor.
And they snap into taking care of her immediately, right?
They turn and they snap to it.
If they didn't, Hilson was gonna have some work.
They help her up, and they wave for someone who can actually lift her up, because Kennedy works out, so she's a lot of lean muscles. So these slight doctors, it takes like 3 of them to get Kennedy up on the back up on the table, and then they realize that she's blacked out, and she's alive, but she's not coming around just yet. And McKeelson, you see this from across the room as you are being examined, and she went down like a sack of potatoes.
There's definitely like a hick and concern moment there.
Yeah.
Because McKeelson's seen people be exhausted and drop from exhaustion before. But if her vitals look okay on the monitor.
So everyone who passed does not pass out, but you are exhausted, and you cannot recover stress until you sleep for between 5 and 10 hours. And Trev, you look amazing. Brewer looks how I feel. So let's cut after that noise. Burkhalter, what were you doing that whole time?
Observing.
Okay. They're a mess. And let's also circle back to who had permanent mental traumas.
Brewer. Dr. Iris.
And Dr. Iris, who we'll get back to.
And if they're doing the questionnaire, like, when was the last time you slept? I think they'd all be like, 3 days.
Right.
I'm sure we got little like dust clouds and flies around us too from how dirty we are.
Everyone's
Keelson and Kennedy use wet wipes, so they're actually pretty great.
All right, Blaze isn't. He is a hot mess. He's a hot mess.
Behold the power of wet wipes.
So let's explore this. Brewer, do you want to roll on the table, or did you have something in mind?
I have a plan in mind, and I think the opportunity is about to present itself.
Awesome. All right, let's jump cut. Brewer, from across the room around all this, Brewer, you're sitting on your cot. What does Brewer look like as Kennedy tumbles and there's this huge distraction across the room? What's the look on Brewer's face?
I think he's so tired, yet he's super wired because he's been on no sleep pills for overdosing on no sleep pills. So I think what happens is he sees that, and he's gonna get up and just walk out of the room.
No one notices except Burkhalter as Brewer stands and leaves the room.
Yeah, because Hilson's distracted by her radioactive girlfriend collapsing.
Everyone else is looking, and as we cut, as Brewer turns his head to, or as Burkhalter turns his head to notice Brewer leave the room, we're going to slam cut. Real quick, I want to know, as Granger and Terry Shrellingford go one direction down to the executive suite, and all the Marines go over to the Ephesus for their physicals, what is Violet doing?
Okay, so she's alone, correct?
Apparently so.
Okay. Do I have that mother decoy in place?
Yes.
Okay. I want to, on my visor, and just so only I can see it, because I imagine like my visor lights up and there are like some things you can see on the other side, but I imagine she has like a privacy filter that
I imagine there's always a privacy filter because you work with a lot of intel and you know,
sensitive stuff, so like only she can see it, kind of thing. And she, like, on the corner in her peripherals, so like she's noticing it. She's gonna pull up all of the cameras on the Remington and she's gonna watch what they're doing. In the back of her mind, she's going to 005. She's gonna make sure he's well hidden, so they can't find him. And then she's gonna head to the bridge, and she's going to do her best to avoid people on the way there, with the xenomorphs following her.
It's a good thing you have all the cams.
Yeah.
The bridge is on the upper deck, so you can take the elevator in the northeast corner and go straight up. When you check on what 005 sees, you're looking at the top of your own head. It was directly above you.
Yeah. Okay.
From the chains and all the rigging in the ceiling of the hangar. You can absolutely go upstairs and make it across the breezeway to the bridge, as down in the lower decks, right on the other side of these walls here. If we can go to the map, Lindy, I don't know if you can show
Yes, I can. Hold on. Let me just.
I don't know what the people.
Where on the map do you want?
I'd love to go into the liaison's office, which is right to the
Yes.
rest of the dropship on the lower deck.
Yes, I can do that. It's just such a big map. I wanted to make
It's
sure.
a really obnoxiously large map that it's kind of an antagonistic map towards my players. It's not meant as anything disrespectful. It's all in love.
If it's any consolation, looking at that map actually makes me feel like I'm on a spaceship in space because it's so big and twisting and turning.
Hear the man? It's immersive. It's immersive. That's the level of immersion I bring to these games. All right, here we go. So, Tara, you guys don't even have a chance to talk as you cross this elevator room, hangar, sort of ante-room here to the west of the hangar bay. And then he just hits the door with his shoulder and stops just short of the liaison's office. And then C-Team walks up behind him. It's a group of 4 Marines, and they open up a small plastic kit where he withdraws the equivalent of N95 protective masks and rubber gloves and shoe covers. And he proceeds to gear up and hands you, and then the Marine offers you the same, Granger.
I don't think Granger stopped because he was ahead the entire time. So if they were coming with him, that they were behind him because he's just drinking his coffee and going about his day. And so he just walks right in, doesn't even notice that they stopped. He just goes right in and gets back to his trying to reroute his signal through his ship to the Ephesus and then to Weyland-Yutani Mars.
As soon as you walk in, Terry's like, up, hey, cowboy, where you might want to come over here and put on a pair of booties. No?
Well, I've been in here all morning.
Okay.
All right. I mean, it's my office, so I mean, you got your thing, I got my thing. I got synthetic aliens running around. I got stuff going on. You know, it's just, you know, it's a morning. You know how it is. Did you ever go to YT Mars?
You know, I don't think I've ever made it out that way.
You've not been to the main office on Mars? Okay, that's fine. I thought you looked familiar or something, like you've crossed paths there.
So. Oh, of course. It's been many years. Most of my work is done out here, just inside the rim.
Well, I'm older than most people around here anyway, with all the jumps and all. Whoever knows how old they really are anymore. So
there's so many of us. That's why there's never a company photo, is because there's just too goddamn many of us.
Plus, if you have to knock a couple off, you don't want photographic proof they ever really existed, right? Yeah, I know. I understand. I know how it is.
Oh boy, yeah. So, you're funny. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you.
Yeah, right, was that one of the new ping putters I saw you with? That's.
You know it is. It's the one with the it's got a core or something there. They're all excited about it. It's the new one. They sent it.
Yeah, it's got that extra little pop on it when you hit the. Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Can you hand me the scoop and just the bag?
Come on in. I'll show you where everything happened. You know.
Sure. And so he kind of starts to circle. He's looking at the floor. He comes around, and then he looks on the other side of the desk, and on the other side of the desk is this. The urn tipped over. Mm-hmm. The urn is still there.
Oh, I thought they took the urn.
Who took? Help me remember this. Who took the urn? They took the creature.
The predators took the creature, but not the urn.
Yeah, they left the urn.
They took the creature. That's why McKeelson's like, oh, if the predators took it, I think we're okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like, oh yeah, that's the egg. That's the container. Had the little facehugger creature thing in it.
Look at that.
Really strange.
Oh,
Gabriel tied me to a chair and put that in front of me, and it was supposed to like open up and eat me and whatnot. Gabriel's really an asshole. Kind of glad he's dead.
yeah, those Davids. I don't have them on the ship. Once they got 20 or 30 years old, they got.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you.
I really prefer the Cyberdynes. They're great. Just you can actually hold a conversation with them without having some sort of Faustian nightmare
Those little
on you.
those half synthetics they put on ships just to do minor utility work.
Sure. Yeah. That's a thing.
Those real base units. The first ship we were on that kind of went crazy. Those things turned on us. Someone, maybe it was Gabriel the whole time. They were trying to kill us. So, right when I first met these misfits.
Oh, I read your file. You're talking about the Cleo Lanthi, the Cleo Lanthi.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah. The Seegson ship. We sold that one. Yeah. Well, they repopulate them with their own units, and then they went sideways on you.
It was pretty ugly. It was pretty ugly. I was just there to court-martial these misfits and end up getting wrapped into them. So
I hate those goddamn things. Excuse me for just 1 second. I'm gonna pay attention to what I'm doing real quick. And
now
he
you go ahead and
does
do
his
that.
mask, and he begins to scoop samples of the black goo into like a Tupperware tub with these big hinges on it and biohazard symbols on all sides of it. And he kind of takes this probe and lifts up the urn and looks inside it, and then nods at the people over his shoulder, and then collects some more of it. He's like, I just need to box that up and just go ahead and take that. We'll go ahead and get that all processed. All right, that's great. Okay, so what are you up to over there? You playing a solitaire game going for the handcuffs to a chair?
No. I'm just trying to get a secure line back to Mars. I gotta do some research. It's considering things going on right now, and I need a little bit more information. So I'm just trying to send a message out. I'm trying to loop it through my ship to the Ephesus and back to Mars. Trying to cut out the middleman of our ship.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I want to hear all about that. We've got a briefing coming up at 0800, so everybody gets to rest. But the Major and I were kind of hoping we could bend your ear for a few minutes here in the interim.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to try and route this message over, and after that, sure. You got whiskey over there in the Ephesus?
Oh, yeah.
Please.
We don't mess around over there. We've got the whole thing. Just real quick, because I was a little distracted. What are you going to send back to Mars real quick?
Oh, no. I'm not sending. I already gave all my information to Major Burkhalter. The Order 937 information, all the stuff on the doctor's research and all that stuff. I passed that on. No. This is I've got some concerns about black Nexus 7 programs from Tyrell days. Just wanted to see what sort of information I can get. It's really important I find a few things out.
Wow.
I just call it, I've had a lot of time by myself on this ship. And, you can see how things have been going.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, things run through my head, and I've had some run-ins with some Next 7s that have been problematic, and I just want to I want to see the through line between them all.
I've read we should probably. What do we?
You want to? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just step into my office, which is actually on another spaceship. So
yeah. I'm just gonna grab my cigar here. I'm okay to take my cigar, right? It's fine.
Yeah, I'd run a flame over those real quick before we put them in your mouth. But yeah,
I already spoken it this morning. I put it out when I thought it was a little more disrespect. Coffee I thought was fine for the meeting. Why was I even there for that? I didn't get a call out or a hi, how you doing? I was working, had to come up, stand there, listen to Major Burkhalter tell the Marines to suck, and
Well,
come
you
back
want to
down
be
here.
treated like one of the grunts who makes you feel like a
No,
soldier?
I mean, it
you're
felt
above
like a
the
long
line,
walk
Granger.
for no
You're above the
reason.
line.
It was a long walk for no reason, really. Although, I did like watching, an actual commander take control. Don't get me wrong. And this is probably the strangest thing I have to say all day today.
Uh-oh.
I have a begrudging respect for what McKelson was able to do in the line of fire.
Okay.
The shit this crew has been through, she's kept them together. And I don't think a regular company man could do that. So,
wow.
But goddamn, it's nice to have a real commander in place.
Yeah, the Major's not messing around, and he's going through. This is a tough time.
I'm one of the last people to actually see his brother alive. He's a good commander. I was looking forward to working with them in Fitzgerald because they had some things to go on, and yeah.
I found a photograph of the senior Major Burkhalter, the older brother. I'm looking forward to showing that to you.
Why you gotta make things cryptic like that? I haven't had a lot of sleep really, and that just you got my mind running.
I know. Well, we have so much to talk about. Let's get going. All right, here we go, people. And they circle up, and Terry guides them out of the room. And
Granger lights his cigar, refills his coffee, and is just walking down it's like vacation day. It's if he had slippers, he'd wear them right now.
It's great. These are company people in their environment, comfortable in their own skin, and they're walking down the hall to go back through the hangar. When they come back to the hangar, Violet is gone. And Violet, you watched that whole exchange, and you saw them take samples, and you can even hear them.
Mm-hmm.
And then 005 watches them cross the hangar and walk through the umbilicus to the Ephesus.
Okay. While she was listening to that, I think she just kind of absent-mindedly starts going through basically what Chow was doing, like just a pilot diagnostic. However, her real goal is I would like to make a contact roll to look in the files on the other ship. Specifically Terry's.
You're going to look at the files on the Ephesus?
Yes. Is there a way that I can remotely access those?
You can try and hack the Ephesus.
I would like to try and hack the Ephesus quietly.
All right.
I don't think any hacker ever is trying to hack loudly. I'm gonna get all your information.
Clack, 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 clack.
Oh God. Okay.
So let's.
There's gotta be one hacker that's like, I want to do this loud and proud.
I want to go to Comtech. I need a Comtech roll. I don't think you have any minuses necessarily. I think that you need to roll it, and it's going to take a stunt to get close to it. Let's see how you do.
Okay. 4 successes. How many is a stunt? 4? 5?
However many over a success.
You got 4?
4 successes and no stress. She's just chill, calm as a cucumber. Like, I'm gonna look at Terry shitting her files.
I'm in the bridge.
Where on the ship are you?
On the bridge.
You're on the bridge. I just love this visual of Violet alone on the bridge with 2 robot aliens crouched nearby as she goes through all of her options, now having faked control of the ship, and is now trying to hack the Ephesus for what is on Terry Shillingford's
I'm not
files.
doing anything nefarious. I just want to know what they know.
Okay,
He's not called Cherry Shittingford for nothing. I mean, I'm sure that's what everyone calls him behind his back. Let's be real.
Terry, I love this character. All right, here we go. So,
You love to hate him
you
so far.
here's what we're going to say at 4 successes. You beautifully hack the Ephesis's core systems and Mother 9000, which is actually a really nice.
Oh yeah, because we only had Mother
Nicer
6000. Dang.
It's
Yeah.
they have a beautiful AI who shakes your hand because you know how to speak their language, and this is you've got company transmissions moving left and right and back and forth, and you know these sorts of ships receive a lot of information on and off the network, and private and public channels from the company. So you just step into all of that, right? And you're reading things, you're seeing things. Now, when it comes to TS's company files, there are things that are on the network, and there are things that are very much restricted. And I'm going to say that you are not able at this time, without more work or without it could take a long time to crack whatever his passcode is.
Okay.
If you want to try to run that and hack that and create a thing that, you know, keeps trying passwords that you think might work and create a program that actually hacks his private shit,
Yeah.
which could take up to a shift. But you can read everything about the Ephesus you want to know except for the private company encrypted files of
Okay.
company personnel.
Okay, I think she will do that. She will create that like background program to try and do that. But initially, at this moment, she's going to read everything that's accessible to her. And I think she focuses very heavily on Terry's stuff because he specifically mentioned that he knew me. So I think that paranoia is kicking in.
Paranoia is kicking in, and then as you continue to go through the ship, what jumps out at you is that there are life support resources being used in Terry's in the company liaison suite of the Ephesus. There is an in-use life support system in his room on the Ephesus, and it is draining resources from it is part of the resource management on the ship that anybody can see.
Is there any kind of is that behind that restricted wall, or is
Yes.
is there like an
Well,
okay, so there's not like a name tag?
This information that you have, it doesn't say. It might be it might be an empty hypersleep chamber. It might be an in-use hypersleep chamber.
Okay.
It's part of the network, and signs point due to the resource management on the ship that it is actually in use.
In use. Okay, but there's no like name tag, no.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, then she's gonna set up that background program to attempt to hack into his shit because
Okay.
she's very paranoid at the moment.
It's gonna take a shift, which is actually let's look at this really quick because
Shift is 8 hours.
shift is 8 hours. Let me just move my screenshots here.
It's 3 shifts in a day.
Yeah, it's a shift. It's going to take a shift to get the program together that will crack his password.
Okay.
And it is chewing on that. Another thing the ship needs to be told to resume chewing on is tracing the signal from the transmission you and Iris received. And you started this while the White Horse was in control of the Remington.
Right.
And you have not resumed this search now that you have assumed control of the Remington.
Right. Can she have it do both, or does it have to be one or the other?
Of course you can do both.
Okay, I'm gonna do both.
Oh, we got all kinds of stuff going on.
Like her visor is like super active. Like there's a ton of shit going on there
I
now.
just think the bridge of the Remington is bathed in this purple light from Violet's visor alone in the dark, moving pieces on the board and getting all this information.
And then the xenomorphs kind of like creep forward, so they're posted at the door. Not on the outside, on the inside. So like if anybody comes in, if they're looking directly in the door, they won't see them. But if they come in directly on the sides, are these two xenomorphs just sitting in that dog crouch.
Yeah.
All right.
Some really eerie classical music starts playing, you know.
Okay, so as Granger, so let's cut back. Kennedy is put back in her chair. Burkhalter, you notice Brewer leave the room during the din of Kennedy's collapse.
I'll try to follow and gauge the state that Brewer's in before I call out his name. So like, what are you putting down? What am I stepping in?
So I figure right now, he's wearing like a medical, what were they called?
Probably in our tidy whities.
But yeah, and then he's looking around the ship. He appears to be pretty lost, and keeps mumbling to himself, the ship needs repairs. The ship needs repairs. And he's just kind of, he looks like he's looking for something.
Burkhalter will like approach and step in his way as Brewer's walking, and put a hand on your shoulder and lock eyes with you. Is there a way? Do you physically respond at all to that?
No. Well, yeah. He blinks at you like it looks like you just appeared in front of him, and he looks surprised.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Major.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, there's a whole bunch.
Brewer, do you like scotch?
I am a fan.
We're taking care of the ship, so don't let it go for a minute. Come with me to my office.
Oh yes, of course. You're taking care of it. We can relax now?
This is my relaxed face.
You don't look very relaxed.
Well, let me assure you, Brewer, that I am very much relaxed.
Okay. Where are we going?
Did you answer the question about the scotch?
The scotch, yes. Where's the scotch at?
Follow me. And he'll walk back to his office.
He's following him. There's something different about this place. Like the hallways seem so much bigger than they were.
Well, have you ever been on the Ephesus before?
No. What's the Ephesus?
It's the name of the ship we're on.
I thought we were on the Remington.
No. And you had mentioned that it would stress the air systems if everyone were to remain on the Remington. So we
have
to
air supply.
Right. So we're working on that. So we are on the Ephesus now, and everything is good. Have you ever considered yoga?
Yoga?
That'll be a conversation for a different time. Follow me.
Of course.
And he'll go into his office and he'll pull the chair out from his desk, like the obvious, like the smaller of the two chairs in the room. Please sit. And then he'll go behind his desk and like he's got a nice chair. He's got a this must have been some sort of special thing, but he's got a really nice old wooden desk. You can see that in the corner he's got an antique record player. It plays records. And you hear him like pull open a drawer, and you hear him grab something, and he pulls out a bottle, glass bottle, and on the label on the front it says the Macallan, and then underneath the Macallan it says 1926.
Whoa.
He'll take out 2 glasses. He'll open another drawer, and in a small area, there'll be like a collection of like a small like freezer compartment thing, and take out 2 stones and put them in each glass, and then pour the scotch into each cup. Put the liquor bottle away and slide a glass over to you. Please sit.
Yes, sir.
No, don't sir me here. This is...
Yes, Mr. Buckhalter?
Max.
Max?
There's the show, and then there's the backstage. Everybody shits. Everyone got roles to play. And I've seen that look on your eyes before. What is it that you've seen? And then he'll take his glass of scotch and hold it out to you as to elicit a clink.
Peril raises his glass, and he says, seen a lot of things in the past few days. A lot of people dying. Acid. Horrors. They come from the walls. They pop out of the ground. They're everywhere.
Does it had something to do with the zoo?
I'm not really sure what the hell went on down there. It's hard to remember everything. It's all just flashes.
And as someone who's been in your shoes, it will come in waves. It'll rob you of sleep for some time.
I could really use some.
Well, you're here now. You can get as much sleep as you like. We've got everything under control.
And it,
Takes a drink.
and like right there, I would love for Terry Shillingford and Granger to like blow in the door to your office because we were going to have a meeting. And Terry just blows right in. He's like, and that's why I never bet on college basketball. I swear to God, I'll never do it again. I'll start. Oh, hey. Oh, we're having a little, well, you guys are getting started early. And here's, Bridger, Brewdog. Which one?
Terry, do you know what time it is right now?
Oh, well, it's late. It's late. Yeah. Either this man is dead or my watch has stopped. That's an old joke. No, it's about 10 at night.
Our meeting is at 0800, correct?
That was the briefing. I was just gonna. We could do it another time.
Yes.
We could do it
Yeah,
another
that would be great. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Granger, you and I'll pick back up later. Yeah, I may go take 40 winks in my little cat nap in my office. You know, the little perks of the job. Okay. I'll see y'all around. And making eye contact with Granger, he leaves.
This slowly turns back.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and check in with the doctors. Really apologize Mr. Shillingford said that. My apologies, sir.
Oh, not your fault.
Have a good night. Brewer? You all right?
Brewer.
He's a good man. Little, really good man. And he turns and walks out.
So, I'd like to jump just a little bit to about 6 hours from now, where a meal is being served, and there's kind of been food available, but people are eating.
Is there cornbread? Is there space cornbread?
There's absolutely space cornbread.
Right.
Space cornbread. And so Kennedy is basically out until about this time, and she wakes up. They leave her on the Ephesus. Everyone else finishes their physicals and is free to go. Does anyone stick around with Kennedy?
McKeelson will stay unless needed because I don't feel comfy leaving one of the crew alone aboard the ship.
Okay.
Let alone my space girlfriend that they don't know is my space girlfriend. My radioactive
Blaze,
girlfriend.
what do you do for the next 6 hours?
Did you say Blaze or
Yeah. What does Blaze do for the next?
Probably chase and tail for what's her name, and getting to know her more, the new Marines more. We're all Marines. We're all from the same group. We're all here in space. He's trying to buddy up with them, get a rapport, and work his way towards that girl. She's available depending what's going on. But if not, hey, he's got pals he can chum around with. Some fresh faces. That's kind of his way to ease a little bit of tension, crack some jokes. Try and reduce the stress level a little bit, and keep going on.
I love it. You catch up with her in the mess hall on the Remington. Okay. Or sorry. Let's do all this on the Ephesus. So you're in this super nice mess hall on the Ephesus, right? There's a lot of people around, right? You got 3 platoons on this ship, so there's quite a bit of traffic, people going back and forth. You managed to sidle up to Fisher, and you guys get to talking, and you're talking for 30-45 minutes. You're visiting. She's cool.
He's talking all things. How long you been in the service? Where you been stationed? Oh, that's so cool.
The whole thing. As Kennedy and McKeelson make their way in, Kennedy woke up with a scream, and then after some back and forth, allowed you to help her to something to eat. Okay.
Yeah, McKeelson would have been on off dozing in the pulled up a chair, one of the chairs next to the bed, and also would have, because gosh, this is stressful, and doesn't want to sleep completely with Kennedy still being out and the crew having not slept yet either. Probably would have gone to the bathroom and hit the stash a little bit.
Nice.
Because, this is a very stressful situation, and more people have been placed under their responsibility. So, go out, come back a little bit more relaxed, doze a little bit, wait for Kennedy to wake up, and then convince her to get food once she's up.
Harder to sneak drugs while not being noticed on this crowded ship, but you're good at this. So you
It's one of my talents, actually. Secret stash.
On my character sheet. Awesome.
Hidden stash, yeah.
You
right
come
there.
back in a good mood, and Kennedy wakes up with not like a scream queen scream, but like a holy shit, I just woke up from a night terror scream.
Yeah, that's what McKeelson anticipates having once they finally get some rest. So it's just, you're all right. There's no aliens. We're on the Ephesus.
I need some shitty food. I need some.
Let's get some shitty food. Let's go. Let's get some Marine food. Go to the chow hall.
Guys, find the mess hall. Everyone's around. Brewer, I would like to think, is there too. And people make their way back. Granger, do you join them for the meal in 6 hours?
Yeah, I imagine so.
Okay. You're eating. Blaze is laying the Mac down across the room. You see Kennedy make her way in under McKeelson's help. You're seeing a lot of new faces, a lot of Marines, and you notice before anyone else does, one of the new guys, whose name the Texan with the dip cup, Hennick, is walking across the room, and you watch as Hennick dumps his tray in a trash can and slaps it on the top, and then walks past Blaze and shoulder checks him, and just walks right by him.
Hey! Blaze would turn to him like,
Oh no, because he hasn't slept yet.
yeah. Watch where you going, freaking cowboy hat wearing freak.
The fuck did you call me?
You heard me. He turns around and faces him a bit. Said, you're a cowboy hat wearing freak.
Oh no.
Who the hell wears a cowboy hat in space?
This is my dad.
Granger is sitting on the side of the room.
Granger just raises his hand like,
I'm talking to you, Granger. Shut up.
I like my hat. This is my daddy's hat. And I think you've got a stupid backwards face. And buddy, if you fuck with me one more time, I'm gonna clean your teeth right here in front of everybody. So why don't you finish your snack and go fuck yourself? And everybody in the room goes, ooh.
McKeelson's like, oh please, like that's a good comeback. Like just doesn't say anything but looks at Kennedy like, are these like newbies or something? Do they not?
But I'd imagine that Blaze is like, he's, see, like all the Marines are just really tired to string out from our group, okay? So he's not one for comebacks right now. So he's probably just going to grab the guy by his shirt and pull him in and kind of have him in his face and go, what did you say?
And he makes really deep eye contact and goes, you think you're a badass just because you shot a bug? You ain't shit. I've shot bugs. Big ones. I've looked the devil right in the eye, you sack of shit. Just because we're on the same team doesn't mean we're friends. Let go of me.
I guess we ain't friends then. Yeah, he's gonna headbutt him.
Oh, sometimes it's better to let them work it out. Sometimes
He's gonna headbutt him and he's gonna tackle him like
Everybody backs up.
It's a wrestling fist fight time.
We're gonna get up and try to pull Blaze off of him.
No, let go of me. No, let go of me.
It's better to let them work this one out on their. Oh no!
I'm gonna rip his fucking head off and tear it and shove
Get
it
off of
He's like, no. And
Let's do a
Blaze,
Let's
you haven't
do-
slept in
let's
3
do-
daes. Eat your food and take a nap.
let's do a resistance strength check between Blaze and Brewer.
a resistance strength tech.
Who gets more successes?
So I just
So
got
probably a close combat.
And if Blaze wins, he gets another shot in.
Okay, so just do you want me to just do close combat or
Is that because you can't just roll strength?
You can't just roll strength. Hey,
Yeah.
roll 20. Fix this thing. You got to be able to roll like a base stat in these character sheets here for the Alien RPG by
I
Free.
don't think that the Aliens TBT is meant to just roll the base stats though. I think it's yeah.
do you well if I
Stamina, maybe?
Yeah, it
gotta
could be
be
stamina or
there.
close combat.
I'm
Stamina?
going stamina.
Okay.
okay,
You're not trying to hit him. You're trying to pull him.
Ooh.
Oh no! And I get another stress.
Oh man. Ripper reaches right in and picks you up like a bag of
Put me down! Put me down!
Get off of him! Wait till you're rested, then beat the shit out
I'm
of him.
gonna rip his head off and shove it down.
And I think when Brewer says that, McKelson's just like, yeah, he's got it. That's good. Yeah, wait till you're rested, then beat the shit.
Let go of me, bro. I can get him right now. No, come on, let me go. No, come on. He's like dragging him
Get
back
a
on my
snock,
finger or something.
Blaze.
spits a big plug of dip and spit on the ground and just turns around and walks out, knocking over a trash can and a bunch of trays on the way out. And you see him make eye contact with Fisher on the way out.
Burkhalter wants to block his exit. So if he's looking the other way right after he spits, he'll bump into Burkhalter, and Burkhalter will be locking eyes with him.
Oh, Major's on. Major's on deck.
But did he just walk into the room and did they call that?
I'd like to think that he was trying to leave, and Burkhalter, you were like at the door, like in the doorway.
Just steps in his way.
Maybe you didn't make it into the room yet, because then everybody would have stopped, like because there's a Sergeant Major on deck. Maybe he like turns and sees you, and then he doesn't say a word. He just stands straight up.
I mean, if we'd all see that, I'd like to think we'd all snap too. Just like, everybody stand up.
And everybody sees this because you were following him with your eyes.
Jay Hennick.
Yes, Sergeant Major, sir.
I want to slowly break down what happened in the last 20 seconds. You think you can do that with me?
Yes, Sergeant Major, sir. We were just having a disagreement over lunch, sir.
So, you shoulder checked another Marine.
Sir, he was in my way, sir.
It was nothing, sir. He probably just slipped. I'll clean the deck later.
Won't happen again, sir. I know these Marines have been through a lot, sir.
Okay. All right. I noticed you intimidate him, or attempt to. Am I incorrect?
Are you asking if I intimidate Corporal Blaze?
I asked you if you intimidated him, if you attempted.
I don't know if I attempted to intimidate him, sir. I believe I did tell him to fuck off there, sir.
Do you think that was a wise move?
No, sir. My counselor says it's all about establishing dominance, and this has something to do with my father, sir.
Okay, so you're aware.
Sir, I'm working on it, sir.
But Blaze would probably try to hop in and say something at this point to the effect of, Sergeant Major, it's my let's see, how would he say it? It's the corporal's prerogative to say that he struck the first blow, sir. As in himself, as in I struck the first blow. He's trying to deflect attention away from the guy because fuck officers. And this is a disagreement between us grunts. So come on.
And it worked. So now his gaze turns to you. Were you or were you not provoked?
Shit, I'm trying to think of what he would say at that moment.
It shouldn't take that long to answer the question. Blaze.
Sorry, sir. Not focusing correctly these days, sir. I was not provoked, sir. I provoked the fight.
He'll look over at Jay, at Gristle. Is this correct?
Sir, yes, sir.
So you let someone you don't even know goad you into combat at the mess hall. Do you think that is a lack of accountability and personal control?
I've heard it described by my counselor that way, yes, sir.
Since you are directly in my unit and under my command, I expect more and better of you. Do you understand me?
Sir, yes, sir.
We are of the United States fucking Colonial Marines.
Sir, yes, sir.
We are not to be goaded. We are not to be pushed. We are not to be baited. Do you understand?
Oh, yes, sir.
So then you get your ass to the janitor closet and you clean up your motherfucking spit. Do you understand me? You will not dirty my ship.
And he swallows his plug and makes a face. And sir, permission to go get the mop, sir.
Yes, but walk as slowly as you can.
Roger, that's affirmative, sir. And
You have 1 minute to clean up this mess.
You've never seen a man try to move so slow and so fast at the same time.
That's the most classic officer's punish I've ever heard of. Move as fast as slow as you can.
I like to imagine it's just big, like slow motion-esque movements, but quickly. So it's just like, Mom.
And then as soon as Gristle kind of moves out of the line of sight, he'll look at the mess hall, which is caught in a dead silence, and he'll bring his hands up and start. You look at him and it's like, oh, I feel like I should clap now.
Blaze doesn't move. He's scared to move.
Slow clap.
And they slowly return to eating.
Blaze, you're dismissed. Enjoy your food.
Aye, sir. Won't happen again, sir.
Fisher walks up to you with a tray of cornbread and makes eye contact with you and goes, "Please, excuse you, may finish your meal." And hands, waves some cornbread at you. And with that,
It's didn't like the cornbread either.
and with that, I'd like to quickly, before we skip some more time, I'd like to quickly jump in on what was Violet doing during that interim 6 hours.
So she's got those 2 background programs going. But I imagine that doesn't take up like a lot of her concentration because it's kind of second nature for her at this point. So she is she's got a grocery list. She's going to start doing repairs around the ship and she's going to help where she can.
So the ship, Gabriel, clearly a lot of what he was setting up was in the software, was in things that were just set up to fail, systems that were set up to fail in the AI, and that the only actual physical damage you got to do was jettisoning the water and the food and sabotaging the air scrubbers to try to choke out the people on the ship who needed to breathe. And so, and then other than that, in the escape pods, that was all the actual what the sweep finds is that the ship is basically ready to go. It just needs to be refueled and restocked with food and water, and the escape pods have to be switched out, which can be done. I think they get 1 escape pod. I don't think that there are enough vacant escape pods until you go to a station. I think the Ephesus gives the Remington an escape pod because company and marine regulations say you have to be able to escape the ship at all times, but you don't need 3 of them necessarily. Terry Shillingford has an opportunity to look at I can't even say his name without rolling his eyes.
Yes.
He's an American treasure. He gets to inspect the inside of the escape pod. Okay, all right. He kind of gives it a once over and takes some little pictures with this little pad that he's got, this little company chicken shit tablet that he carries around with him. And so as it creeps toward 0800 hours, and we have a little bit of time left, the conference room lights are turned on, and the podium is brushed off, and a projector system is turned on for the first time in a while, and some folding chairs are unfolded. There's like hundreds of folding chairs in these racks along the walls, and Terry and his small group of 3 assistants from the company have unfolded about 25 folding chairs to come into this huge conference area to have this small briefing. And as you enter the room, Terry is ready to go. How does everybody look as they show up at 0800 hours?
Fed and hydrated at the very least, I think. McKeelson and Kennedy were able to get some rest, so I feel like they're at least looking a little less stressed. And McKeelson would have definitely just, opened up a call with Violet, and then, hit mute on the audio portion for this side so that Violet can hear what goes on during the meeting. Because this is on the Ephesus, I assume.
It is.
Yeah, and Violet's not here, so Violet can at least get the...
We call Violet. Violet, you received a call from Terry saying,
Oh, okay.
I hope to see you over here. We're about 20 minutes away.
I don't think she responds. But she will start heading over that way.
Okay. Slowly, Alpha and the remaining Bravo team, along with the 3 new Marines, Major Burkhalter, and I believe also the doctors Lynn are also in the room. And other than that, and Terry Shillingford's 3 company liaisons / Marines, that is the only people in the room. And Terry's people go, when everybody collects inside and once Violet shows up, does Violet bring anybody with her?
She brings one of them. She leaves one on the
Is he right at the entrance of the umbilicus? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that anyone trying to get out of the ship. Yeah.
Yep. So if anybody tries to get in, she'll be able to see, because I'm assuming that at this point, since there's really not that much damage, that the majority of the other ship crew has left the Remington.
Yes, they've all left the Remington. And one thing I forgot to point out, Violet, is you would have watched them over the security cameras. You would have watched Terry's team come in and collect and clean up after the six dead purple synthetic xenomorphs in the escape pod bay.
Okay. Then I leave that one xenomorph just right there in the middle of the umbilicus in the Remington, in the middle of the umbilicus entrance. So if anybody tries to go in, she'll be able to see. And then the other, she leaves 4, 6 comes with her. Okay. Into the meeting. Into the meeting.
Terry is.
I want to see the looks on all the other Marines' faces as this walks into the room, because that's just, One of them said something about they killed bugs before. McKeelson's like, have you though?
Or just yawns as it walks in.
Yeah. Because those guys were in the back when they were in, all in the things. They may not have gotten a good look at those.
And the aliens were in their dog pose, so.
When it saunters in, Thompson gets up and moves to the opposite side of the room and in the back. He was in the front row, and now he gets up and moves as far away from that thing as he possibly can. It saunters in and joins you, Violet, as you take a seat, and all the new Marines certainly give it a good once-over, and Terry manages to keep it together, but his body language shifts when that thing comes in the room.
And he doesn't like it, I'm assuming.
And he makes eye contact with Burkhalter and clears his throat. Major, if you don't have anything, I'd like to go ahead and get this started. I don't know if y'all say the Pledge of Allegiance or the Lord's Prayer or something. I don't know if there's some...
Yeah, Terry, we say the Pledge of Allegiance, but since you're a guest here, I feel like maybe you should get started with it.
Affirmative. Copy that. Well, listen, thank you all so much for, obviously you have to be here. It's a company briefing, but thank you all so much for coming here. I just feel like saying that. And so it's all those public speaking classes I took in college. So, hi, I'm Terry Shellingford. I'm company operations director for the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, obviously. I just, well, it's been such a pleasure getting to know all of you over the last few hours. And, on behalf of myself and the company, I just want to extend, my deepest condolences for those that you've lost, and of course, everything that you've been through. I've learned more about, how much company property and also, lives were lost during your time down on LV-310, and that's not easy for anybody. And so I just wanted to extend that to all of you, and we'll be talking a little bit about compensation and what's next for this really incredibly talented group of Marines here that I'm looking at right now. You guys
get to the point.
I will. I was just about to talk about your skill set there, Corporal Brewer. Obviously you guys have a very particular set of skills, and that's really going to be a valuable asset to the company. So we're going to explore that just a little bit. So look, I feel like I put the cart before the horse. In order to explain what's next for all of us, I need to give you background on certain company employees, past and present, to a level that is, well, let's just say it's not in the company culture, to discuss what I'm about to discuss. Okay. So seriously, by staying in this room, you agree to remain silent regarding what we're about to discuss under penalty of thorough litigation from the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, and that's sort of a given based on your contract with us in the Marine Corps, and also just stated verbally by being here in the room. So we can get the real weeds of the legal logistics of that in just a second, but let's just continue. I've been with Weyland-Yutani for 22 years, 22 really incredible years, and when I started, we were really breaking ground with the BGC-19. This is a terraforming superstrata. They were gorgeous, and that's when I began working with a company liaison that I would like to tell you about. Her name was Rebecca Steelman. Can we show photo number one, please? Let's go ahead and run that slide. Number one. This is tough. This is tough for me to see. And as soon as she shows up on the screen, Terry chokes up for real. So that's, I'm sorry, that's Rebecca Steelman. And she was the absolute best of the best. You needed something fixed, she fixed it. Somebody wasn't doing it right, she straightened it out. She was, I swear to God, she was as sharp as the devil himself. And I tell you what, I really owe her my career. We worked together for 14 marvelous years, and toward the end, she was distracted. Yes, is the word. We had finished construction on this. It was a mobile global research platform, and we just completed the final prototype, and it was our pietà, just a thing of beauty. And the shorthand for it, we called it the black egg. I'd show you a picture of it, but there aren't any. It was developed under, the absolute utmost company secrecy, and remains that way. We took it. It was constructed in orbit around Earth, but we took it to an absolutely miserable ash ball just inside the rim called LV-213. As he pulls the map up and kind of points out where it is. I called it the pit, but Rebecca, she swore that there was something there. We went in, we set things up, and I knew there was something else on her mind distracting her, and I quit in disgust. And I took another opportunity within the company, and I heard there was an accident. I heard the facility was contaminated with her in it, and I never found out for sure what happened. When the Imperia Station relay, Violet, received this communication, and he produces the the form that we looked at last episode with all this garbage and all this space trash, all these letters, and it said proxy at Black Egg and Violet's name repeatedly. When Imperial Station received this communication, they eventually decided that I was the one who should take this call, and that this is the crew that I should take in with me. We are to return to the Black Egg. Travel time is 10 months in hypersleep. We get inside the atmosphere, we locate the egg, and once we determine it's safe in there, folks, we investigate. I need all of you in this room to know that I have cashed in all my chips professionally to do this one. I need this. I need to know what happened. I have one more photo of Rebecca. If we could pull up number 2. This is her and this is her at a party with your brother, Major. Sometime in, I think it's the mid 2160s. They were at some kind of fundraiser, and I love seeing her smile. That's a really special moment. There's not a lot of photographs surviving. The company doesn't. We don't. Like I said, we don't take a big company photo every year. So, I need y'all to kind of process this, and then barring any circumstances or issues, Major Burkhalter, I'd like to see us be prepping for this within 18 hours. That's all I got.
Maxon will stand up. I love the United States Colonial Marines. It's been my whole life. When I look at you, I see points in my own journey. And I know it would be easy to order you to do this. But that's not the kind of leader that I am. He'll look at Terry. I respect this man for some reason.
Thank you.
To report the Major for needing a psychiatric check? No, that's not what Keelson actually says. That's just me out of character for saying anyone respects Terry. And it's just...
I've been an exemplary judge of character in the past, and while his initial shortcomings may give you the same weird feeling that I felt, I can assure you that his character is sound. I wouldn't be here if this mission weren't worth it. But I want you to have the choice. I've sacrificed everything I have, and recently my brother, for the United States Colonial Marines. And I will be going on this mission. I would love for you to join me. But I'm not going to make you.
Question.
So many questions.
Do I recognize this woman? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. As Burke Alter. Thank you. As he finishes, I think Violet stands up. I'm in.
I'd like to imagine Violet was sitting close to or next to McKeelson.
Probably next to.
Yeah.
And And Violet's gonna turn to Terry. You and I need to have a conversation.
Yes.
Speaking
And then
of Terry.
she leaves the room.
Yeah. Speaking of Terry, Nikhilson does things, knows some things. Despite their appearance of incompetence in many areas, they're actually quite good at certain specific things, such as lying and acting, forgery of emotions, that kind of things. And she said a couple things she didn't like they put all their chips in this? Ooh, that's a bad sign, because that means they're either A, desperate, or B, very emotionally involved, or C, all of the above. Is there some type of check I can make to discern which out of any of those this guy is? Because that determines very much the well-being of any Marines that goes on this mission.
Yeah, you're definitely picking up that he's given away too much, and intentionally so.
See, that's the thing has he
I think it
given
betrays,
away too much, or has he actually given away too much?
betrays that he, on some level, he knew he would have to be vulnerable and reveal this to talk you into it. But he is sincere.
Okay.
And he does sound desperate and not.
So it's C, all of the above, way too emotionally involved and desperate. Oh gosh, the worst case scenario. Okay, that's that. What those were McKeelson's questions. And just
Sir, I just have one question. What ship are we taking?
That's a really good question. I hadn't. We'll outfit the Remington and take the Remington into this. I would like to. We'll have to check with the company. I'd like to be backed up by the Ephesus, but we're going to see how many actual ships we want to spend 10 months going back and forth to do this. We may all load up on the Remington and take that over. I'll have to check with upstairs.
He gets like halfway through the first sentence, and Brewer just looks over to Blaze and says, "Wake me if you need me."
Will do.
And he's out.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to conclude this meeting. I'd like to have a quick sidebar with Investigator Granger and Major Burkhalter. We'll get to that. If we could just go ahead and knock that out, that would be great. Before I like to have my coffee. Any questions, any comments, concerns before we adjourn?
Nielson's making the face of way too many questions, comments, and concerns, but isn't saying anything at the moment. They're formulating.
I just want y'all to know how much I appreciate you. For all we know, we're just walking into some place where maybe there's some radiation that's blown off. We walk in, we take a look around, we walk right out, okay?
Not worried about radiation. It's the other things.
All right. Well, he rattles his watch and unplugs, pulls his, stick out of the projector and grabs his putter. Okay. I'll be in my office. And he walks out.
Sergeant Major Burkhalter stands up, throws a gaze across the room and lets everything sink in for a moment, and then follows.
Blaze wakes Brewer. They're done.
No, from hypersleep. I bet he's already gone
okay,
into on the other ship on the Remington.
I ran.
Oh, okay, yeah.
His bed, yeah. Wake me
Okay,
up.
you took off. My app.
Terry walks across the hall, walks down the ship to his office.
So
Go ahead, Violet.
Violet is outside of his office. Yeah, and as soon as she sees him, she's going to grab him by the front of his shirt and just single-handed slam him into the wall and just, who the fuck are you?
Well, I'm a 22-year-old design director for the Whale and Utani Corporation, and I have an ice dancing league, and whenever I'm at Imperia, I like to participate in. We play racquetball. Is that the question?
What do you know about Rebecca?
She was the finest mind that ever passed through this corporation. She taught me more than I'll ever be able to pass on to anyone else. She's forgotten more than I'll ever know about how to transform worlds and how to create life. I don't know what she was so excited about, and I don't know why she ran.
When was this?
The egg shut down 8 years ago.
Does Violet know what she was doing 8 years ago? I don't have any memories, right? I don't know.
No, you got see it. And for the folks playing along at home, in our first episode, Violet offered to have her mind wiped in order to keep from having to bring home information about the XX121 xenomorph. And so since then, what she remembered before has been completely up in the air. You do not remember this, and you do not remember him.
Okay, and then I think her next question is, what do you know about me?
You were registered with the Whale and Utani Corporation as a Cyberdyne synthetic somewhere around 2130. That's as far back as I've been able to pull your record. Rebecca, you were assigned to Rebecca's personal detail. You accompanied her on many corporate engagements, many research projects, many boots on the ground operations. You escorted her and her team for years. You and I have worked on countless projects together. You weren't part of the egg. She sent you off somewhere. I don't know where. I haven't seen you in years up until now. But I think she scrambled your company record. I don't think your files are accurate. I think she did it. And I think that she may have scrambled the hard records of multiple company employees, including herself. And Violet, this is as much as I know. And Violet, I have to know the rest.
And I think at that moment, Violet looks like very lost, like just kind of a little heartbroken, hearing that she spent time with her sister and she doesn't remember it. And she lets him go. I don't remember anything.
I want to help you. The company knows you're Nexus 7. Granger told them.
Of course he did.
But you're more than that, Violet. You have deep roots in this organization, and deep roots that go all the way back to 21st century Earth. You are a very unique organism. You are to be protected, and I will not let them dissect you and study you. I won't let them do it. I want to find Rebecca. I want to know what she wanted.
Do I believe him? Can I make like an insight check? Like,
Sure.
Is that a thing?
There's a thing for that.
An observation roll, maybe?
Let's go observation.
Okay.
Because it's not resisted because this is somebody being, really vulnerable.
Yeah. 2 successes.
Yeah, he's for real.
Okay. And I think she just walks away. I don't think she says anything else. This is a lot for her. So I think she just leaves and goes back to the Remington.
Okay. Burkhalter and Granger. A few minutes later, do you go to Terry's office?
Sure.
Okay. You come in. It's super nice. There's modern art on the walls. He has like a weird collection of Zippo lighters or something. He has an odd collection on a little shelf, and then there is a curtain along one wall. And as you enter the room, he's at a small mini bar off to the side. Hey boys, what can I offer you? Can I get you some of the hard stuff? Get you a scotch, or I've got some coffee. I put some coffee on. I think I need a cup of coffee. What are y'all drinking?
Burkhalter will look at Granger as like he's the guest.
It's a little early, but if company's included, I'll take a scotch. 2 fingers, rocks on it.
Rocks, all right. Major, what about the big guy?
I'll do a bit of both.
A little bit of both, all right. He pours 2 drinks, hands them over to you. What should we drink to? To good health, right?
The continuation of good health.
Continuation. There you go. We got a philosopher here. One for you, one for you. All right. He takes a sip of coffee, and he walks around his desk, and hang on a second, and he hits a button on his desk, and up on a screen, images of the XX121 xenomorph begin to flash in various screens. And this looks familiar to you, Granger, as the Jeffries research. And he's looking at it, and he's hitting buttons on his desk, and he sips his coffee, and he shakes his head, and he goes, well, if you wanted to spend $100 billion to find out how to get one of these things to bang a panther, you've got it. Good Lord, what a colossal waste of time. And he turns it off.
You're aware that Jeffries is not human?
Not human.
Nah, he's synthetic as well.
Well, if you ask the company and the people I work for, he's Christ risen on this earth, or at least he was before he went AWOL.
He's working with another alien species right now.
I noticed that on the captain's belt. Is that how he escaped?
That is correct.
Motherfucker.
I had hoped to rig my ship shuttle to explode when they left, but Gabriel would have done a number on it.
You know, that's the most wanted man in the universe right now.
I don't care. He's just an asshole.
No, he's a lot more than an asshole. He's got a head full of priceless company secrets, and he knows just what to do with them.
He's also got some of the Yautja technology. Started figuring that stuff out too.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He makes eye contact with Burkhalter. Can someone tell me exactly what a Nexus 7 is? Anybody? Granger, that's your department, right? Can you just real quick?
It's a pre-blackout Tyrell-based synthetic servant. They were limited to a very short number of years because of their excessive emotions. They built up too much information in the limited brains that they had at the time that they weren't able to compute to control the emotional outbursts they got. There was an entire organization of people like myself that were charged with the retirement of these Nexus 7s.
Good.
But there are some variations. And you did notice the resemblance between your Rebecca Steelman and Violet 7. Or 6, or whatever number she is.
There's a resemblance. There's a resemblance, but
6.
It's not like they're twins or anything, you know.
Oh no, the twin is on the ship with Dr. Jeffries. There's another one.
There's another one.
Oh yeah. She's right crazy too. Bought into everything Jeffrey's doing.
You get a name?
Dr. Iris.
Dr. Vanessa Iris?
Ah, that would be it.
She's Nexus 7?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is fun. This is fucked.
But I will say
It's
this.
fucked.
I will say this. Of all the synthetics I've dealt with over a long period of time, for someone to be so far outside of their expiration date, Violet is the most capable synthetic I have ever been around.
Yeah.
She is deadly capable.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very glad to hear that. Because we're going to follow her right to it. And he walks over to the wall, and he draws the curtain back, and he moves a panel, and he takes his thumb, and he pushes a deep orange button into the wall. Out slides a hypersleep chamber from a hidden partition in the wall. It glides out into the room, and as the three of you approach it, and the frost on the hypersleep chamber begins to melt, Shillingford wipes his hand at the condensation across the pod, and in that pod is a woman whose face looks exactly like Rebecca Steelman. And with that, we will conclude tonight's adventure of Alien Shoulder of Orion. I just love this. Can I say my favorite parts? My favorite parts were Trip's Dark Night of the Soul and the whole showdown in the lunchroom. I knew that was going to be a thing, but that was just absolutely delicious. It was so great, and everybody just had this really beautiful three-dimensional thing, and Granger is like the snake hiding somewhere in the tall grass with a head full of too much information, and it's just delicious. And I love this game so much and the opportunity to play it. Thank you all for watching. If you're on YouTube, hashtag black egg or something in the comments. You made it this far. I appreciate this so much, Lindy. Thank you for letting me do this, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you. Yeah, whew, fantastic game. More Marines that are McKeelson's responsibility. Great. It's gonna be super fun times. McKeelson's has some questions, specifically about retirement paperwork, but those can be addressed at a later time. We're gonna go around. We're gonna say, favorite parts, highlights, a little highlight reel, if you will, and where we can find you. We already had Travis. You can just pretty much find here just all the time because we love him. And now we're gonna go down to Granger. Granger, how is that for you?
Oh wow, I'm not used to going so early. Okay, Hank Granger is having a time. He's rested. He's relatively healthy, and he has no idea what to do in this situation right now. So he's playing every angle he can until he finds one that works. Highlights of the night. Personal highlight is just being Granger and saying something and looking down in the corner and seeing Violet shooting a bird at me. I know I'm saying the right things at that point. It's always fun. Favorite performances tonight, honestly, Sergeant Burkhalter was on point in both of his major sections with Trip losing it and with Blaze standing up for himself. I loved both those points, and Burkhalter just accentuated that so well. Loved both of those. And everyone else is just wonderful. I love this show. I love this game. I love these people. Thanks, everyone.
Fantastic. All right, and we'll hop on over to Blaze, who also has to give us a fun fact about Blaze because he didn't do it earlier.
Okay, cool. Yeah, hi, I'm Shiny Pilot 206 playing Blaze. That was fun. That was a lot going on. I like the cafeteria scene with the fighting too. That was great. Freaking Burkhalter made it like every grunt's worst nightmares when the officer comes in and is staring you down. And you're going, oh no, you know something bad's about to happen. I like the hacking of the ship and getting on board to get the data from Violet. You know, all the constant with the visor going through. Her little subterfuge espionage stuff that's going on and trying to figure things out is wonderful. I look forward to seeing what info she gathers and what happens, and I hope she doesn't get caught. I like everybody's characters, what they were playing. It was great. That was a lot of fun. Thinking not known too much about Blaze. He is a farmer. He's a farmer's boy, and he came from being a farmer, and he joined the Marines to get away from it all. So yeah, that's his story. Yeah. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. That was a lot of cool stuff. Yeah.
I love how he's obviously not a Texas farmer or someone from the deep south because he shit on cowboy hats a lot. Mm-hmm. So just
he shits on them.
Fantastic. I feel like just Violet. Hey, how are you? You did a lot today, and it was great.
I did a lot today. That was Violet was very busy this episode for kind of being in the background, like she wasn't with the Marines very much this time. Hi, I'm Nuggetosaurus. I'm playing Violet 6, the synthetic human who's lots of shit's happening right now, and we'll see what's going on there. You can find me here Mondays, Tuesdays, and the occasional Saturday whenever we play this or whenever we're finishing up our Monsters of the Week campaign. Favorite parts? Burkhalter saying this is my relaxed face. That just cracked me up. The entire interaction between Brewer and Burkhalter when Brewer had his meltdown. Hennick's self-awareness, like with the things his counselor has said to him, like that just cracked me up. And then of course the Rebecca reveal. Like I'm very excited to see where we're going with this, and I can't wait for next time. So yeah.
Wonderful. Can't wait for next time, Brewer.
Oh man, a lot of standout things. Basically, any scene you're in, Mr. Burkhalter, awesome. Oh my, the freaking corporate asshole! I hate him so much.
He's so hating, but so wonderful.
You and I are just here making faces like just constantly whenever he is mentioned. Love it.
Oh man. Let's see. And the scene with Violet hacking and the two standing on either side of the door, like I just pictured that really vividly. But it was a great game. I want to play more.
And we shall, just not right now because we're wrapping up, but soon. We also would love to thank our wonderful guest Billy, who will be back with us next time. Burkhalter, how are you? How was that for you?
I'm good. This is great. Trav's the real fucking deal as a game runner. The real fucking deal. Get your fucking hand off that camera. Let people soak you up, drink you in. That sounded real dirty. Yeah, this game is a lot of fun. So Trav sends me a whole bunch of stuff and like a PowerPoint, like it's this big thing, and I'm like looking at it and I'm trying to digest it and how to process it through the facet of this character, like who's got his own set of things. So he's like, a dick a little bit, a lot, depending on what side of the line you're on. But sometimes, if you're on the right side of the line, like maybe not. But I wouldn't be able to play that way if the environment wasn't here for me to do so. So thanks, first off, everyone else here for curating this dope ass space for us to play. Secondly, man, Becky / Violet is a fucking enigma. I'm trying to like, all right, cool. So what the fuck is the deal? What is going on? I'm trying to like get to the bottom of it and then keep my things separate from the character's things. He's picked up on some stuff and might have some questions later. Yeah, man, everybody. Yeah, Blaze. Honestly, that's exactly what I expected, and that was just like you can't make a better scene than that in a movie. That's like that's very good. And the scene with Brewer was super fun to be a part of, and I want to learn more about Granger because he's like a transformer more than meets the eye. There's some things that he has to figure out about that, and McKeelson. That's he's trying to like by every ounce of his experience, he's like, how the fuck did a mutiny not happen before I got here? Like, how the fuck were people who were like, yes, I'll listen to her. Yes, I'll do what she says. That's his question. That's his big thing. But this is a fucking blast. Thanks for everyone watching in chat on Twitch and on the YT. Yeah, good. I'm done. That's it. That's it.
That was Granger's question to start with. Yeah, like what? I feel like he even made a fuss before we left the space station of why McKeelson? Why did you? Oh, it's because you want them all to die. That makes sense then. And then we didn't. And yeah, the favorite moments for me before I do my little spiel thing. Granger's continued very begrudging respect of McKeelson tickles me because he's so sneaky. He's just such a sneaky man, and I don't know what to think of him half the time. But I appreciate the begrudging respect that has been given for, again, not a mutiny and keeping as many people alive as we really could have in those scenarios that we were put in. I've got a highlight for everybody, so we're just gonna go through everybody. Blaze with the fight on the thing. Oh, also Blaze trying to hit on Amber because we have a new Marine in our squad.
Hey, been how far away from the action? Come on.
It's true. I mean, for Blaze, there's McKeelson and Kennedy, which are a thing, and Violet. So like fresh blood being brought in
could be fun.
Never indicated any interest. So I'm just gonna assume that he was not as into fraternization as Kennedy was, because that's definitely what's been happening. Anyways, just Blaze he needs a nap. He's gonna be ordered to take a nap after this meeting. Brewer, my favorite Brewer, he broke my heart. Oh, his poor mental trauma, my heart. Brewer, you're breaking my heart. But my absolute favorite Brewer moment was pulling Blaze off of Jay Hennick and saying, Blaze, you beat the shit out of him after you get some rest. Or get some rest first, then you can beat the shit out of him. That was just, like, yes, exactly. That's exactly, yes, that. McKeelson knows sometimes Marines just have to work it out and establish their own kind of pecking order, especially when new people get brought in and they think they're hot shit, but they ain't seen half the shit that we've been through. So McKeelson's just like, good job, Brewer. I didn't have to get involved. I can continue eating these rehydrated scrambled eggs. Thank you. Violet getting all hacking into the ship, the next door neighbor's ship, hacky McHackerton over there, making a code breaker to read Terry Shittingford's files, and and she lied. McKeelson is so proud because the Violet that we knew when episode 1 and 2, like the very early Violet, so different from the Violet we know and love today. She's learned so much in the way of survival tactics, and sometimes you gotta lie to survive. So, respect, mad respect. McKeelson's proud of her best friend. And Burkhalter, just I loved the scene in the cafeteria with Burkhalter where no answer was the right answer, and but also like totally knew what was going on. I was like, okay, all right, slowly clean that up as slow as possible. You have a minute. That was also just fantastic, great. And Travis's NPCs, because Terry Shittingford really makes me hate him. I just cannot he's just awful. He's really close up there with Dr. Jeffries, and like McKeelson do not just sus as hell. And also just the Kennedy moment with her collapsing and then waking up from like the night terror. That was a nice little, I mean, not nice, but it was a good moment to show that, yeah, these Marines have been good. And I cannot wait for us to all play next week, because, you know, I'm just gonna gush forever, so I'm just gonna say I can't wait for, not next week, next month, which is very, very soon, so we'll have to coordinate schedules and see when it is exactly we're playing, because I can't wait.
You said next week, so...
Yeah, not next week. No, because we got Monster of the Week next week.
We can make it a short one and then just go right into this.
We'll have Monster of the Week next week. So yeah, Monster of the Week next week. Mondays in Exandria, Wanderlust, and Wildmont this Monday. The finishing up a Feast of Goblins adventure on Tuesday, possibly followed by the beginning of the next module that our group is going to, which means we get to see Ambar and Elam, who we haven't seen in so long. Oh, and I'm already so sorry because they're going to hate it so much. Oh, I did a lot of reading this week and I'm sorry, but it's good for them. We'll see. Yeah, just follow all these lovely, wonderful people and watch their things because they're all lovely and wonderful. Thank you all so much for watching because you're all lovely and wonderful, whether on Twitch or YouTube, and hopefully we see you for the next round of Aliens, yeah, next month. So until then, have fun, play games.